This is outside my window. We just got out of shelter. They just downgraded us to serious thunderstorm. We went in and it was just like this, so I don't know what to think. Hi guys, good morning. Last night we had a horrible night. It's continuing to rain. We're expecting 10 to 12 inches of rain over 3 days. Our pond got so full last night it almost overflowed. I'll show you. There's the logs floated up, and you can see a line next to the logs. At the tip of the logs, and that's how high the water line got, and that was like 2 inches from the top. All the water from this area of the property flows into that pond. That's the way it's created, and so it fills up very quickly when we have rains like this. As you can see last night, we probably had some spinning above us that didn't touch the ground, thank God. But now it's time to go see how the animals are doing. I know the chickens are all wet and they seem to be okay. Their chicken house wasn't turned over or anything. I got to see how Mrs. Pigglesworth is and the babies. So let's get to it. The chickens are taken care of. So my garden is flooding. I don't know if you guys can see that. This whole area is flooding on this end. So, collecting some water there. Chickens have gotten plenty of food, but they're getting soaking wet, so there'll probably be no eggs today. Chickens don't like wet feet, so when it's like this, they don't really like to lay, which I don't blame them. Let's go see how Mrs. Pigglesworth is doing. It's a lot of flooding in her area, I can tell from here. There she is looking at me. Can flood. It's a lot of water around here. Get that door open for her. Her house area actually looks pretty good. Okay, my girl. Let's get you fed. This is a problem. Her battery's sitting right in the water. Okay, this is why you wear rubber boots. I gotta go turn that off and move it. Okay. Lord, keep me safe. water or higher ground. That was in like 2 inches of water sitting there. Guess I need to go talk to Chris real quick about what we need to do about that. I don't know if we should just put her back in her pen. I'd like to see her pen move to higher ground though. If we get her back in her pen, yeah, let's go talk to him. You can see how deep it is here, up to my ankles. Because the flooding is only going to get worse. We're under flood watch. Like I said, 10 inches of rain, 10 to 12 inches of rain over the next 3 days. We're on day 2. So, I really need to maybe get him out here, and we need to move her and just keep her in her pen during this time, which I hate to do, but because it's so small. But she's gonna hunker down anyways. So if it wasn't for the straw that was in there, that I put in there because I knew this storm was coming, I didn't know how many inches of rain though, or I would have moved her for sure. And now we're out of straw, so sorry, I'm thinking. Yeah, he's not in here, so let's take care of these babies. As soon as this storm's over, some of these chickens are moving out of here. I think all of these chickens, actually. Soaking wet, my love? Soaking wet?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. I'm going to show them where we moved her. Let me show you what we did for her. We didn't film it. It was blasting rain when we did it. My jeans are sticking to every part of my body. We are so wet. I'm gonna have to peel my clothes off. But so we moved her in between 2 of the streams that were coming down. Got her charger, our fence charger, out of the water, and she's out enjoying rooting, and you can see how much water we have in there. So as we come up, you can kind of see how much water's out here. We've never had this much flooding on the property, even though we've had times where the rain was, this trough was totally, only had a half an inch of water in it yesterday. It's just sitting there not being used. Anyway, so that's about 2 inches of water on each side of her, and you can kind of see where that 2 inches of water will run down around her, and hopefully it won't creep into her area that she's at. But she is safe and sound. and a lot happier to be on dry land. So as you can see down here, she was on this hillside around that tree. We have some of her area still within there. This is where her house was, sitting in 2 inches of water. Of course, I had straw in it, so she wasn't, but still her feet were wet all the time when she's in there. So you can see it comes up to my ankles going through the water here. But she's a happy pig. Don't mind the rain, just don't like the flooding. You can't have your hoofs that wet. It's really bad for them. She's going to be wet, and it's going to be raining for 3 days. And you can see the water on that side over there too. That's actually deeper than this side. You can see how much water is coming through here. And there's runoffs right there. It kind of just runs off there. And then for this side, there's a runoff that goes right down in that way. So hopefully that will keep filtering the water that way, and we can keep her dry. But yeah, tornado warnings last night. We were sitting in shelter, hunkered down in the room that had, which was my mom's bathroom. We had several walls in between us in that bathroom. We had the dogs in the pantry, where there were several walls between them, and it was just crazy last night. So I'm gonna get inside and get dry. Of course, it's like 75 degrees, so I'm not cold, I'm just wet. So that's nice. So she will enjoy rooting a new area, and it will be really easy. We'll have to move her probably pretty quick out of this area, because she will root up this area really quick because of the massive amounts of water in the area. So I'm thinking maybe a day and a half. So after the storm, we'll have to move her to another spot, probably over there. Yeah, and then she'll root up that area quickly too. So that's it for us today. Everybody made it through the storm last night. Oh, let me go show you the pond. I kind of showed you that this morning. It almost overflowed on us last night. If we didn't have a proper drainage for it, it would have for sure. But I've never, well, we've seen it this full before, but here's our pond. And it is collecting plenty of water. You can see the water runs off down in here. And actually this goes to drainage for the pond and falls into that. Oh, look at all the grass coming in here. Well, that's good to see. I think that's the grass we planted last year. Sweet. It's always a bright side. Always a bright side. Thank you, Lord. That is the highest I've seen the pond on the hillside. Yeah, and you can tell it got all the way to the top of that log yesterday. So, but the bright side of all this is all the grass that we planted, hopefully in here. Let me show you what it does here. This is the runoff for the pond. Look how fast that's moving. You can see it runs down there, and there's one of our logs. It's moving so fast through here. One of our logs is sitting down there. But we're getting nice grass on this hillside over there. That's incredible how fast this is moving. And it's filling up as fast as it's emptying. So that is crazy. So I better get inside, get these boots off, get dressed. So thank you for watching, guys. On the bright side, our grass is going to be nicely fertilized with some rainwater. But we're definitely dealing with some corrosion. You can see how much soil has run down here and how fast the water's moving off the hill here. That's some serious corrosion. And you can see where it's run off and made a little funnel there, where it's taking a lot of soil with it, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's not good. Alright, you guys, we will see you next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. God bless. Bye.